He's a graduate of the historic Stillman College. Along with Lav Love and Jeremiah J.J. Williamson, he hosts Yeah, We Talk Like This show on YouTube. He's the member of the CTS Interview Room. Not only is he a comedian, but in Tuscaloosa, he's also a coach and inspiration to millions of kids around the state of Alabama. Ladies and gentlemen, clap your hands and stomp your feet and smack somebody for the one and only comedian, Steve Brown. Steve, how you doing today?
What's up, man? How you doing, man? Happy to be here, bro.
Let's start from the beginning. Tuscaloosa, right. Alabama. What was it like growing up in Tuscaloosa?
Well, actually, man, it was fun. It was pretty fun. I learned a lot from my grandparents. I was raised by my grandparents, raised in the church. One of those churches where you know, they be running, jumping, throwing chicken, turning flips. You know, one of them churches where you go Sunday morning and get out that Wednesday evening. So we were some church-going people. So yeah, but other than that, man, well, along with that, you know, just raised by my grandparents, and I learned a lot and I enjoyed it. And a lot of the things that my grandparents taught me, they're still with me today, and I use them, you know, in life. And I teach them to my daughters as well.
If you hear the dog in the background, apologize. That's my kids. No, that was a bad joke. I love my kids. Oh man, somebody. That's why they don't pay me.
You and these jokes, boy. I tell you, you and these jokes.
So you know, rumor has it. Somebody told me, somebody very close to you and me told me that back in the day, you used to coach Marvin Constant back in high school. Is that true?
Actually, I was Marvin's substitute teacher a couple of times. I think it was after Marvin left, I started coaching at Central, but I think I was coaching the middle school team and the 9th grade team, and they would kind of move us up or whatever, you know, to the varsity. So, you know, that's kind of true, but not true. That makes sense.
Did you ever remember a time you had to get on to Marvin?
No, actually, Marvin was a good kid, man. Marvin was always a good kid. You know what I'm saying? Doing what he needed to do. I remember when I first met him, I cracked on him about his voice because Marvin's voice was light like mine, and I don't think he was too crazy about it. But other than that, man, you know, Marvin, you know, was a really good student.
He was a really good student. Have you checked out his book?
Yeah, I got his book. I was one of the first ones to get it. It's a really good book. As a matter of fact, when I work out, I use some pointers from it. So it's a really good book. So Marvin put together. Go ahead.
I got to ask you, did you pay for it?
Excuse me?
Did you pay for it?
No, he sent it to me. And not only that, his apparel. He has some great apparel. So and I don't just, you know, put it on Instagram and all that and show it off. I actually use it, and it's some really good stuff. So, you know, shout out to Marvin Constant on what he's doing, the book, his apparel, you know, his workout gear, everything is A1. I can't even lie. Everything is A1. It's really good stuff.
But I had to pay for the damn thing. Marvin, that's ass whooping. That's an ass whooping right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But
I'm gonna leave that between y'all.
No, you help.
Oh wow. Okay.
So when you graduated from Tuscaloosa, you entered a very historic college in the state of Alabama, Stillman College. What was life like at Stillman?
Stillman prepared you for life, man. Anybody that goes to HBCU, you will be prepared for life one way or the other. HBCU, for those of you that don't know, the initials is historically Black college. And trust me, it's like pretty much being at home with family. You know what I'm saying? It's your home away from home. Everything that you will probably experience, you will learn it, you know, or experience it at a HBCU. So people, that's a real big misconception that HBCUs don't prepare you for life, but that's a lie. Look at me. I'm very successful at what I do, and I'm a product of an HBCU, just like a whole lot of other people. So yeah, it was really cool at Stillman College. It really was. Wouldn't trade that experience for nothing in the world.
Now, is it true that your comedy career started at Stillman?
Yeah, it's true. Started at Stillman. One of the well-known comics that I knew, he came to the school while I was hosting the talent show, and he was like, "Man, you ought to start doing comedy." And I was like, "Cool," And so he was nice enough to take me on the road with him, and I learned my chops. I did it for free for like 2 years. I got paid every once in a while, you know what I'm saying? But I did it for free and learned the business, and here I am today, over 25 years later. So, I thank him for that, and that's pretty much it. The rest is history.
You said he was a well-known comic.
Yes, well-known comic. He still is a well-known comic. There's no beef.
There's no beef.
He's doing his thing. I'm doing mine. You know what I'm saying? That's just pretty much it. I don't look back at stuff like that and try to bring to the forefront because it's over. He's doing his thing. He's representing Alabama. So am I. And that's just pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? It's I don't call it a beat. I call it what it was, and here we are today. Two grown men who are still prospering in the business. So that's pretty much all I got to say about it.
I'll say something. I see you, I'm gonna whoop your ass. Let's move on.
Hey, you've been whooping everybody's ass today, so I can't wait to see this. This is a business, and for young comedians and young entertainers, you must never forget that it's a business. Business loves no one. Business has no color, no sound, no feel. Business is what it is. And you cannot mix friendship with business. And I did, because I didn't know any better. I was ignorant at the time. I quit a great paying job coming out of college, and I depended on a friend doing business. Once I became into my own, the friend started doing, I guess, his own backdoor business, or whatever you want to call it, cutthroat, because there is cutthroatness in the business. And I ended up not having anywhere to stay, me and my son. Got over that, learned from it, and I'm bigger and much better now. And that's just what it is.
You're not only bigger and better, you're one of the most famous comedians in the state of Alabama. I mean, in the state of Alabama.
I appreciate that, but I still got a lot of work to do. You know what I'm saying? I may be one of the most famous in the state of Alabama, but we got 49 more other states. So yeah, we got to keep moving, got to keep it working. And you got a whole world out there. And I think, for up and coming comics who are in Alabama, don't just confine yourself to Alabama, which Alabama is my home state. Love it to death. Tuscaloosa, my hometown. Love Tuscaloosa to death. But there's a whole world out here. And then again, you got to understand, and my grandfather used to tell me all the time, when I wasn't getting love in Tuscaloosa, he always said a prophet is never honored in his own hometown. And that is true. And my rebuttal to that is that's why God made other cities. So I'm here in Atlanta. I give back to Tuscaloosa. I still support Tuscaloosa, but I'm not in Tuscaloosa, and I'm doing very well. And I'm just thankful for that. Even though I've gone through my trials and tribulations and my bumps in the road in the business, as is anybody would do that, growing. I went through my growing pains, and here I am, and still going through stuff. Don't think that it stops. It continues on, because believe it or not, the entertainment business is one of the roughest businesses you'll ever want to encounter. So I'll tell anybody, if you're ready to be a professional entertainer, you better be ready for what comes with it, because you never know. The main people who you trust will be the main ones on you. So
how do you approach the business the way you do?
I handle the entertainment business like it is a business now. Everybody's not gonna like you, but it's your business. It's your business. It's your job, and that's how I handle it. Never again will I depend on somebody that called themselves my friend or my mentor in this business, because it's a slippery slope and to the top. And the thing is, people are celebrating people's downfalls because they want to get that spot and keep it moving up. That's just the way it is. That's business. Off stage, will I love you and respect you as a man and all this other stuff? Great, yes, because I was brought up the right way. But when it comes to the business, I don't give a about you. That's just what it is. And that's what the business has taught me, is it's nothing personal. It's just business. And I had to learn that the hard way. As far as me being on stage and my performance, nothing bothers me, because not even my audience, because if this makes sense, I perform for me. I entertain me. I don't need audiences pay me well, comedy clubs pay me well for me to entertain me. Y'all just watch me do it, and y'all get a kick out of it. And that's just what it is. So I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do anything. My therapy is on stage entertaining me. And of course, now I'm being entertained by you. So, you know, talking about kicking everybody, that's entertaining. Yeah. Because I can't wait to see you do it. Marvin, all right. Marvin, you got coming.
All right. So moving on. I have to ask you, what was your influences in comedy?
My influences were comics before me, of course, the Richard Pryors and Eddie Murphys. And there are a lot of other comics in the business that influenced me, you know, because I'm a student of stand-up comedy. Like if I go to a comedy show with you and you're laughing at your favorite comic, 9 times out of 10, I'm probably not going to laugh. Why? Because I'm studying how they do stuff and look at the brilliancy and the art, you know, the artistic part of it. And it's not that I'm hating. It's like, wow, okay, if I had done that, if I had said that joke, I would have said it like this, whatever. Man, that's cool the way he came in with that joke. I'll chuckle here and there every once in a while, but, you know, usually I'm like looking at the mechanics, looking at everything. It's like, wow, that's really, and I'm impressed by that. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not looking at what you're looking at when you watch comedians.
It's one of the when you said Eddie Murphy, that's probably my all-time favorite comedian. You know, delirious Eddie Murphy raw.
Right. But you got see if you're a comedy fan, you got to go into the Robin Harris's, the Bernie Macs. Like for people, I'm sure you know who Bernie Mac is, right? People thought Bernie Mac had just come on the scene when he come out. Bernie Mac was doing comedy 25, 30 years before he even got his first big start.
Yeah, on Def Comedy Jam.
Right. That's that. But he was doing comedy way longer before than Def Comedy Jam, when he came out on Def Comedy Jam. So, you know, again, man, this is why, you know, comics are still in the business doing what they do, like myself, because we know that break is coming. I mean, I've had a few breaks, but honestly, I do it because I love what I do. God has blessed me with a wonderful job. I love what I do. You got so many people going to work. They're making a lot of money, but they hate their jobs. I got both, best of both worlds, and I just thank God, you know, that it's happened to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's one of the funny things that happens with me, and you probably not gonna believe this, because anybody who is watching this right now, anybody that's watching this right now, every joke I have said in this whole interview, Steve has not laughed one bit. Matter of fact, his face was like stone cold the whole time. So with that said, when I'm walking around and I get to know people and I become myself, people tell me, you should be a comedian. And then when hold on. When I'm around people with my wife, they'll go and say, man, I bet y'all just laugh and laugh and laugh. It's so funny, but when that camera turns on, you'll never know I'm funny. Oh, when you go, if I'm going out and I'm trying to impress you, you'll never know I'm funny. It's people all the time thinks becoming a comedian is like the easiest freaking thing in the world, or trying to make somebody laugh is the easiest thing in the world. But when that pressure's on, when you're paying $30 to, you know, hey, make me laugh.
So tell me something.
On.
Tell me something.
Well, hold on. Let me make this point. The pressure's on. And so all of a sudden now the pressure's on, and then now what's going to happen? and then you're gonna forget all your bits. You're gonna forget everything. So,
like you're doing now.
No, I'm not forgetting anything. Everything I'm saying is true. Being a comedian is the hardest thing in the world. So my question is, for you, knowing that this is a very hard job, how do you get ready to go on stage? Is it a preparation that you do, or is it something that do you understand my question? Because
I understand your question. I understand exactly what you're saying. But let me start out by asking you a question. Who told you were funny?
I didn't take names. I never took.
Right, but people
one time did I say, here, let me get your name.
Right. No, I understand that. I understand what I'm saying, but people tell you that you're funny, right?
Right.
If people tell you that you are funny, well, have you had people that you don't know tell you that you're funny?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That means you are funny. The thing is, and I said that not to be sarcastic, it's one of those things is you are funny when you're in your own comfortable element. When you have to go and be funny in front of people who are damn near ready to commit suicide, who's had a bad day at work, who's been cheated on, who's lost their parents, whatever this and that, then that's when the pressure turns up. But I don't put pressure on myself. See, the thing is, what you're doing, I understand the correct question perfectly well. You're putting pressure on yourself to make me laugh, but you're putting pressure on a person to try to make him laugh when he's already just told you he don't really laugh at jokes because he's looking at the mechanics. I can tell that you're a funny guy. You're a very funny guy. But at the same time, this is where the hard part comes in. People feel like, oh man, these people paid their money to do this, and I got to perform. I got to do this. Don't put that type of pressure on yourself. I don't. You know what I do? Like I told you before, I go out there and I perform for me. Go entertain you, and you ain't got to worry about what they're going to think about you. And it works for me. It worked. So that's how I prepare. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I just go out there and be like, oh, hey, Steve, you got a show, man. So, hey, make me laugh. And there it is. And I'm out. And honestly, me being on stage is like my therapy. People they go to counseling, they do this, they do that, they smoke, they drink, whatever they do, to give themselves some type of therapy. Mine is me being on stage. That's why sometimes I get complained on from other comics that I'm on stage too long. Like, just getting my therapy. That's all. That's just what it is. I just do what I do. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. And hey, I'm blessed, man. And the thing is, I mean, I don't expect everybody to keep up with me or to know what I'm doing or whatever. But it's a surprise it surprises me that I've been in this business this long and still sustaining and still being progressive and all that. So, I mean, like I said, man, I give it all to God. When I went through my little situation, with the guy that got me started in comedy, I was in my car, me and my son, but we got through it. We're better from it, and that's just what it is. I don't, I just do what I do, man. I do what I do. I don't hold any grudges. I take everything as a learning experience, not a loss, but a learning experience, so I can teach others, about the business of stand-up comedy and professional entertainment. People think that it's all fun and games, and it's actually not. The fun part is being on stage. The behind the scenes, use my language, but that's what it is.
Who out of everybody you have worked with or toured with, who's probably your favorite person you ever toured with?
Me. Hands down, me. I enjoy me. No, actually, I've toured and been with a lot of people. Let's see, Don DC Curry, the late Gerald Levert, Kelly Price. I've been with a lot, Rodney Carrington. I've been with a lot of comics, man. And honestly, I can say that I've learned a lot. And I can't really give you a favor because all my experiences have been wonderful. I met some wonderful people in the business. We kept it business, but we got to know each other long enough to let our guards down a little bit and get to know each other. You see what I'm saying? So, and honestly, I'm gonna be honest. The funniest comics that you think you know are not really the funniest comics. The ones that you don't know are the funniest comics.
I agree to that.
Those are the funny. Yeah,
I've been to a lot of comedy clubs and a lot of comedy stores. I've been in a lot of comedy clubs, and people that I've never heard of had me crying.
Yeah. You know? So you've been to all these comedy clubs and all that.
Whoa! Don't take everything I say literally. I've been to a couple. I've been to one.
No. That's not what I'm asking you. No, listen. So you've been to these comedy clubs, where there's a couple, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. Why haven't you gone on stage, open mic? Why? You don't want to be real. Yes, you. You don't want to.
I've never been to a place where it's been an open mic.
Okay, I'm gonna do a show at
Birmingham?
the Stardome.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you open up.
You're gonna let me open up?
Of course. You said you're funny, right?
Yeah. I didn't say I was funny. I said people said I was funny.
Okay, well, people think you're funny, then that means you got some funny that you got to offer. So again, you know, we'll go over your set, and you can write some stuff up. We'll go over your set, and I'll give you 5 to 7 minutes before me. How about that? Now I'm gonna go up and make them forget about you, but still, you know, I think it'll be fun. What do you think?
I don't know. That sounds like a challenge. It don't sound like it's fun. It sounds like a challenge.
I think
you're challenging me. I think you're trying to call my man card out.
No, I know.
After I sat here for the last 20 minutes and said, man, being a comedian is the hardest job ever.
Bro, you called your man card out when you said you was gonna whoop Marvin Constant. You called your man card out. So let me say this. Okay, so you know Funny Man, right?
Funny Man Johnson? Yes.
Yes. You know I got him started in comedy, right?
I did not know that.
Rod Ninger. There's a lot of comics that I've gotten started in comedy. Funny Man is doing his thing. Rod's still on the road with me. So it's like I said, man, you might be the next. It's all good. I believe in opening that door and letting talented brothers come in. It ain't all about me. It's about us.
I've said this story so many times. When I started this YouTube channel, and I had a social media network, social media consultant. And he was talking about, I wanted a sports page. You need to start with high school coaches, blah, blah, blah. But it was this comedian I followed on social media. I said, man, if we can get this comedian, we've hit it. We hit this pinnacle. And I know we have finally made it. And that comedian was Jermaine Funny Man Johnson. But he was like, nah, you need to start with high school coaches, high school students. And I was like, okay. So one day I went to the website, next, about 2 days later, I get his people email me back, said, yeah, he'll do the interview. We had 6 subscribers, Steve, 6 subscribers. Later on, I interviewed Marvin Constant, and I told him the story. I was because I found out Jermaine was his cousin. And and Marvin, to this day, he told me some advice that I use to this day. And he said, if you don't reach out to people, how do you know they're going to say yes?
Exactly.
So every day I'll email maybe 100 people. I know they're probably going to tell me no. They're not coming on the show. They're not going to do this. But I'll email them anyway. Because if you email 100, if you talk to 100 people, one person will say yes. And that interview to Jermaine Funny Man Johnson is the one that set me up. It said, hey, look, if you reach out to people, they'll say yes. So with that said, yes, Jermaine, I actually consider Jermaine Funny Man Johnson somebody who, when we had 6 subscribers, and he was going, actually that week, he was going through something that you probably heard about. Still came on our show.
What you mean, the incident about them tearing down the statue?
Yeah. He wasn't feeling good. I mean, he was not feeling good. He did not want to come on. He did not want to come on, and he let it, his people let me know that he actually canceled. And that's how I met Stingray. Because Stingray
said, I'll do it. I ain't told I no statues. I do it.
No, Stingray.
Hey man, let me tell you something about Jermaine. Jermaine got a bad rap for that. Jermaine is a great guy. Very, very, both of us are Leos. So he is, when he does something, he's very much invested in it, and he's just a good dude. I mean, you love him to death. You know, that's my little bro, and that's why, you know, I tease him about it, you know, all the time. So, you know, when we talk or whatever, I joke about it with him. But like I said, man, Jermaine is a really, really good dude, and he deserves the world, man. And I think he just got a bad rap, but that's, I mean, when you're a public figure, you got to take the good with the bad. And what he did was, you know, it got to him a little bit, but it rolled off his back, and he's still doing his thing. So I'm proud of him, you know.
When you're a man and you stand up for what you believe in, I don't believe you have a bad rap. I believe that when you believe in something and you stand up for yourself, that's not bad rap. The people that didn't follow him, that stopped following him, there's 200,000 more people that follow him. Yeah. That, you know, I mean, right now on social media, he's got 700,000 people that follow him.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, all the people that he told me in the first interview, he said, you know, I said, you're not going to stop making those couch videos. And he said, yeah. I said, man, look, if you stop making those couch, I'm coming to Birmingham. I'm going to whoop
another threat.
Another whoop. And he said, yeah, you know what? I'm going to do the couch videos. And sure enough, and we interviewed him a second time, and we played the interview back to him. And he said, yeah, those whooping threats really paid off. And he had the best season of the couch videos he did ever. Probably this season was the funniest one, especially with Classy Man. If you go on my Facebook page for the last 4 years, you'll see every couch video on my social media. So I was following him for a very long time.
Cool.
I'm a big fan.
You're still following him, right?
Yeah, of course. But
I can stop. That's my couch. You need to bring it back. No, I'm just kidding.
South Carolina, can we talk about it? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay. What happened? What happened that came? First off, that Comedy Store in Columbia, South Carolina. I don't know. I've never been there.
It's called a comedy house.
It kind of looked like a Kmart.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's pretty. I mean, it's really big. It's really big.
It's really big.
No, yeah. It was white owners that made money off black acts, but treated them like shit. So this is the backstory. Backstory is for those of you that don't know, I box. I've been boxing for probably like
I saw the moves. I saw the video. I saw the moves. Yeah, go ahead.
So I box. So yes, I do have hands. I have moves. Yes, that's what I like doing on my spare time when I'm not really busy. So I'm at the show. We're doing well. Last show on a Sunday night. Show was packed. Everybody having a good time. This guy, he's on the second row, enjoying himself, laughing, all this shit. So later on in the show, he just stands up and starts looking into space for no odd reason. Just stands up, start looking into space. So now I'm like concerned about him. I'm like, my man, you okay? By that time, his girlfriend or the girl who he was with walks over, put her hands on his shoulder, and he socked out of him. Fight break out. People at the table that were with him tried to stop him. His mom, she tried to jump in and stop him. She get pushed down. People getting their feet stepped on, all this type. So other people are getting into the melee. So while they're taking him out, he makes eye contact with me. Now he's been enjoying himself. He's been doing all this stuff. Now he breaks loose. There's no security. No, he had like one security guard. This old. He pushed him down, pushed him on the table, whatever. And the guy that's on stage with me, who was the house MC, like, don't worry about it. We got him. Finish your show. Because I'm like, do I finish? What do I do? I'm like in limbo. So, you know, he's saying stuff to me. I'm like, dude, come on, man. Don't do. You know, I'm like, dude, it can't be for real. So he's making his way to the stage, and he breaks loose. Next thing you know, he's on stage. The guy that was on stage with me throws up the deuces, walks away. So I'm up there by myself with him. So what I do, I'm like, okay, cool. Now I got to make a business decision. Do I not this dude and risk getting sued or whatever and all this stuff? Or what am I going to do? So he just walks towards me. I get in my boxing stance and I keep him in front of me. First thing, I'm keeping him in front of me, no matter what. He's swinging. Now, y'all saw the part when he was actually on stage, but y'all didn't see the leading up to it. So all you saw is him swinging. He had been swinging at me for like probably a minute, just missing, because all I'm doing is just slipping, you know, not ducking, slipping. Slipping is just when you can just move your head a little bit back and forth or whatever and make a person miss. So I'm slipping him. So now he gets tired and get frustrated, so he picks up a mic stand, throws the mic stand, and the base of the mic stand, which is the heaviest part, flies off, hits the wall, hits a lady in the back. She has to end up with stitches or whatever. He didn't hit me with that. So now he picks up a bar stool and flings the bar stool at me. And when the bar stool hits me, he snaps out of it, walks off stage. He goes back in the lobby, and with the security guy, this is how fucked up security was. With the old security guy, the guy following him, he comes back in with his shirt off, but security never comes back. Now you got two guys that finally broke it up, and these were the guys that worked in the kitchen. So the backstory to him is he had just got out of prison. He was severely bipolar. He had been drinking, not taking his medicine, and I think he had a panic attack and just lost it because he was in a big ass crowd and all this stuff was going on around him. But you would think, and I would think, if I didn't know the story, that okay, maybe Steve was cracking on him, he got mad, couldn't take a joke, and he, you know, but no, that wasn't the case at all, you know. And right. And after the show, which was crazy, his mom, his sister, and his stepdad came in the green room, got pictures with me, and I'm like, and I kept in contact with his mom, and you know, before he actually got sent back to prison, you know, he was in county jail. He would call me, I would talk to him, and all this stuff, and you know, and that's just pretty much it. But yeah, that was the story. That was the weirdest shit ever, because this dude was he was laughing louder than anybody. Next thing you know, he just stands up and looks into space, like, and it will make anybody say something to him. And all I said was, "My man, you good?" And when the girl touched him, he went off. He went slap off. Yeah, so it's like maybe he was institutionalized, and maybe he was used to that. Maybe he thought somebody was after him. I don't know what it was, but he lost it. And you know, and honestly, the way he was swinging, me, you know, being a fan of boxing and just, you know, participating in it, he was leaving himself wide open. And but any lick that I could have given him, any shot I could have taken, he was leaving himself wide open.
I've always told my son, once they get into a certain space, the fight is on. Don't let nobody get into your bubble. And but I noticed when watching the video, you never let him inside your bubble. You stayed a distance.
Exactly. But you know what? Again, I kept my distance, but I kept him in front of me. I stayed. You notice I never turned my back ever.
You did not.
Exactly.
But, and you also kept him at a distance.
Once you turn your back, you're vulnerable. You're vulnerable. So, you know, and that's just, and the thing is, the reason I kept him at a distance, so whatever move he was going to make, if he ran up on me, then I wouldn't know how to maneuver or counter that move. So I'm watching what you're doing. That's why I'm keeping you at a distance. But at the same time, I'm keeping my guards up and keeping my stance, you know, so.
So let's move on. Let's talk about, yeah, we talk like this. How did this get started?
Hey, man, 4 different comedians, 4 different personalities. I just decided I want to come up with something fresh and new. And, man, I'm going to tell you, it's been a blessing. It's wonderful, man. If you hadn't watched the show, you need to watch it. It's on YouTube. We drop an episode every Tuesday. Jen Thomas, Jeremiah, J.J. Williamson, Laugh Love, comics who've been in the business longer than me, as a matter of fact. Jen is the only newcomer. She's been in for like 10, 11 years, but she's a very, very funny sister. And we talk about everything, whatever comes up, comes out. And people hit us up about topics and questions and all that. But the thing is, we don't get too raunchy, but it is an adult show. And it's informative, it's crazy, it's unpredictable, but it's funny. And you know, I guarantee if you watch it one time, you will be hooked. It's just that good, you know. And honestly, like I said, I don't really laugh at comedy like that because I'm studying it. But I go back and look at some of the shows, and I'm laughing. It's like, man, I can't believe we came up with that. We can't, you know. It's like and everybody, the chemistry is like off the chain. You know, there's no star, even though it's my show. It's like, you know, if somebody's hot, we sit back and let them do their thing. It's just like we're not competing. It's like we been knowing each other for like years. That's how it feels. Like the show's been together for years. We're not talking over each other. You know, we're just doing our thing. Again, 4 comics, 4 different personalities, 4 perceptions, and we're mixing them up and having a great time and having a lot of fun doing it.
I watched the first clip and I ended up watching 2 episodes, and
exactly
just one clip. It was like, I need to talk to my old. I won't mess up your own. I'm sorry. I know Eddie Murphy and Delirious talking about people go to work and mess up my.
Right.
But
like
I'm about to mess up. It was a guy who calls in and said trying to get his wife or girlfriend to do a threesome. And one of the comedians said, "So how do you do that?" And then one of the comedians said, "Hey, baby, you ever want to have it tastes like?"
Right.
And then I fell on the floor laughing.
Right. The thing that was one of our guests, Marvin Hunter. A lot of people don't know about Marvin. Marvin is one of the funniest cats out right now, man. So we have different guests, man.
How important is Alabama football been in your life?
It's been very important, man, because a lot of the people that some of the people that I've coached, some of the people that I've known have played for Alabama. And the thing is, Alabama football brings so many people together for so many good reasons. And, you know, people won't talk about this, but I will talk about it. You know, of course, there is racial tensions everywhere you go, especially in Alabama. But the reason one of the reasons I love Alabama football so much is it's crazy. And I don't know if you noticed this, but let's say whites and blacks in Alabama are in the mall. They're shopping. Everybody doing the same thing. White people doing their thing. Black people doing their thing. You know, people barely speaking to each other. They're just going on about their way. Right? All right. Alabama football, on that Saturday on the quad, you can go up to a white person. You can be black as street and say 2 words. And you're in that tent, drinking, eating like you are family. 2 words, Roll Tide. Those 2 words bring everybody together. Nobody gives a damn about race. Nobody gives a damn about what's going on. Everybody is loving each other, respecting each other, all because of 2 words. And it's amazing. Nobody's thinking about racism. Nobody's thinking about anything. I've done this so many times. I've eaten so good on game day. I've drank so well on game day, and I don't even drink. I'm talking about sodas out, waters out the. I've drunk everything, and it comes from people that I don't even know, and they be from a different color. Man, come on in. Hey, man, hey, your money's no good here. Come on in, eat with. There's some steak. There's some shrimp. Hey, go over there, Linda. Hey, fix him a plate. Hey, all because I'm a Tide fan. And I was thinking, well, damn. Why can't we just do this every day? Then when the football game is over, everybody's back to what they've been doing. It's crazy. It's crazy in a good type of way. And I'm like, man, if we can all get along like we get along on game day, the world would be so much better. But hey, that's me and my thought process. In a perfect world, you know what I mean? But that is the truth. I don't know if you ever seen it. Dude, you can go to, I mean, I'm not saying that you're a racist or anybody that would be racist towards you, but let's say you can on game day, You can get some black people could probably have them tailgate. You can go up there. What's up, guys? Roll Tide. I guarantee. Come on in, man. What you drinking? That's just what it is, man. I've done that so many times. I've never had one white person to say, we don't know you. Okay, go on about your business, colored boy, or whatever this, nothing. Come on in, man. Hey, taking pictures like you know, hey, that's my sister. You want to marry her? Yeah, she's single. I'm like, okay, Roll Tide. That's just what it is, man. So, you know, that's one of the things that I love about Alabama football, besides us kicking everybody.
Do you think was the reason why Jermaine Funnyman Johnson got so famous, is because the way he brought the Alabama fans together?
That is exactly why he became famous with Alabama is because whether you were black or white, it was all about Roll Tide, and Roll Tide is like a family. That's just what it is. And when he did what he did and tried to call the people out who were like, okay, we're family, but we're going to address, we're going to ignore what's going on with black people and racism. That's when he took a stand, and he had every right to, and I'm glad he did. You know what I'm saying? You can't call yourself my family or my friend, and you see that I'm going through it, and you ignore it. That means you're a part of the problem. If you're my friend, you're gonna stick with me, and you're gonna find out what's going on. Like, for instance, if you and I hung out, I want to find out about everything about you that I can, your heritage, what you stand for, what you believe in, why, so I can respect it. And I want you to find out everything about me so you can respect it as well. That will kill this racism, stigmatism, because now we know what to expect of each other, and we learn from each other. It might be something that you don't know about me that will make you change your mind if you're a racist, and it might be the same thing. I might learn something about you and be like, okay, now I see why he feels this way. Now I know why they have that thought process. You see what I'm saying? But until people get a chance to learn each other and sit down and listen to each other, we'll always have a problem with race tensions. And let me say this, they are black racists too. So I don't want you to think that, you know, black people always pull a race card. They are black racists too, and we've called them out on it too. So that's just what it is, man. But again, you know, that's what I love about Alabama football. And yes, that's why one of the reasons why Jermaine, you know, became so popular with Alabama football, because he brought everybody together. Because he ain't funny, but the thing, I'm just kidding.
Hey, look, when I say I owe a lot to him, look, I'll never talk to Jermaine Funnyman Johnson. I talked to him 2 times on video. Probably never going to talk to him ever again. But when I say this, I've said this many times on video, I owe a lot to Jermaine Funnyman Johnson, because, you know, just like what I said, when I had 6 subscribers and he was going through something, he did not feel like coming on the show. When I had 6 subscribers and he didn't really feel like he still came on the show, and we still talked, and we still, you know, so you'll never hear me say anything bad about Jermaine.
Well, you're going to hear me say some bad. You're going to hear me say some bad. I'm just kidding. All right.
But let's move on to the Bama standard. Now, if people don't know this, if you haven't seen the banner on top of this channel.
I don't know them. I don't know how they got me on the show. I was just on Pornhub, and Justin Riley said, come on over here when you log off, and I ended up with them, and that's just what it is. And I was offended the first time I got on the Bama Standard, because Justin Riley was on there with no bottoms on, and I'm like, this is so. Hey, then Justin revealed to me that he was a power lifter, but he power lifted, you know, with no bottoms on. I saw the video. I was like, is an idiot, and I fell in love with the show. So that's what it is. Yeah, I and Marvin, you know, he kind of scared me in the DNO, and Stephen M. Smith, he can't even see me. So I just show up and we do his part in Braille, so we good. So that is how I got on the Bama Standard. Love the show, love the concept, and everybody on the show are weirdos, and I love them. That's why I got on. Of course, we get out of hand sometimes, man, but who doesn't? You know, TNT, Charles Barkley always stuff. But is people are watching TNT, inside the NBA or whatever, just to hear Charles Barkley say dumb what it is, and it is so entertaining to me. And for those of you that do get offended with some of the things we say or what I say, I'm there being me. Now, of course, we want the show to do really, really well. So, of course, I know that I have to be a team player and tone it down some, because I can be funny without cursing. We all can. But I mean, sometimes it's like it's four guys sitting in the house having the time of our lives. And I'm not gonna lie, Justin Riley has done a phenomenal job being the anchor for that show, man. He's a really good dude. Marvin, really good dude. Steven, I'm a big fan of his because he's just so knowledgeable about Alabama football. You know what I'm saying? And he's a very smart guy. Love him to death, man. So I'm just happy to be a part of the crew, even though I don't get to come on as much as I would like to, because, of course, I got my own thing going. Like I couldn't come on yesterday because I had a show and I was doing other stuff. But, and then that's when I think Terrence Cody was on there taking up the screen. So yeah, but the Bama standard, that's a blessing, man. It's gonna be something really, really big,
Yeah. When Marvin told me
who are those two girls that did the commercial? Who are they?
It's not a commercial, it's a trailer.
The trailer? Who did that? Who are those girls?
This is models that I hired.
They did a really good job, man. They did a really good job.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's your channel. You need to know what the hell is going on here.
Well, I'm doing a lot of other stuff, man, but I promise you I will be on here more often because that trailer was really good, man. It really was. I mean, the Bama standard ain't shit, but those girls were fine as hell. So yeah.
Episode with the Florida guy, and Steve was kind of letting people know about being offended. And it had me cracking up the whole episode. But after the episode, the football player that we had on from Florida, father hit Justin Riley up. Justin hit me up and then hit the whole group up. And he was upset, to say the least. All because of what
who was he? But who was he upset at? Me?
He was upset with you. Yes.
Okay. Well, you know what the thing is. Let me say this to Mr. Moon. I hope you watch this, sir. Your son is a phenomenal talent, and your son is going to experience a whole lot more shit than we said. As a matter of fact, he's in college and he's probably experiencing it now. He's probably experiencing more stuff than we even talked about because he is one of the star players. I mean, getting it all done. That's just what it is. And I'm all about reality. And sir, I think that you should be too. So as far as you trying to play, man, my son is holier than thou. He don't need to hear this and that. Your son probably right now. I mean, just keep it 100. So that's just what it is. And I'm a big fan of your son. I'm a big fan of this uncle. And that's just what it is. So please don't come with that. Oh, I'm upset and I'm appalled because you said this around my son. And your son probably getting I ever given in my life. That's just what it is, sir. And I'm being respectful by saying sir, because I like your son. He's very talented, like his uncle. And besides, your son and his uncle big as hell. They'll beat my so the thing is, we would love to have your son on the show and more student athletes, but on this particular show, we keep it 100. We wasn't saying anything, out the way, like disrespecting him or anything like that. We were playing games with him. He was laughing it off. He conducted himself like a young man, sort of the other young man. And that's just what it is. You're on with a professional comedian. You're on with a professional analyst, ex-football player, all SEC football player, and another gentleman who's really a really nice guy. And we're trying to make something happen. And, that's just what it is. So I personally, again, if I need to clean it up some, to make the well-oiled machine run smoother, then that's what it is, because I'm a team player. But let's not come with that nitpick. You know what I'm saying? My son, this and that. When you're in college, those are the days you get all. That's just what it is. He's a star football player at Florida. Do you know how many women are after this dude? Come on now. Let's just keep it 100. So, what was it he had a problem with? What did I say that he had a problem with?
I didn't take no notes, Steve, but you were kind of vulgar.
Huh?
I said I didn't take no notes, but you were kind of vulgar.
What did I say vulgar?
What part of I didn't take no notes did you not understand?
I understand. No. I understand what you're saying, but can you think of anything that I said vulgar besides Pornhub or something? Like I was making reference.
I was too busy. I was too busy laughing. I was too busy laughing at you. I think you're freaking hilarious.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it.
No. Appreciation. It's the reason why I was like, Steve Brown really coming. Ask Marvin when we sat there and talk about bringing the Bama standard onto the CTS. I said, is Steve really in? And Marvin was like, yeah, Joey, yes, damn. Marvin being Marvin. And I was like, I was shocked. I was really shocked at Steve. I was like, man, we really getting Steve Brown? And then Marvin was like, yes, Joey. I was texting him. It's like, is he really coming for real? Or are you? He's like, yes, he's coming. I know Steve.
Okay, so what my thing is, what was dude's complaint?
You was being Steve. I repeat myself. You was cussing and being vulgar, but you was hilarious. I thought it was your best show. And then not only that, we had a star of a sitcom on the show as well. That was another thing that was like, it was. I mean, this was probably one of the biggest, besides having Bill Engvall and Greg Kading on the show on the CTS. This was probably one of our biggest shows we had on the CTS. And we had a star of a sitcom and a star player at the University of Florida. And then this is a shout out that. And then we had Darius Gilbert, former player at University of Alabama. This is probably one of the biggest shows we ever had on the CTS. And
I come on and blow it.
No, you didn't blow it. I thought it was one of the funniest episodes. It's probably, if anybody watches the CTS, go back and watch that episode, and that's like the definition of what I wanted the CTS to be.
Hey man, let me tell you something, man. Hey, did those those young men not enjoy themselves?
I thought everybody. I had a great time watching it. I was watching it on my big screen. Because if you notice that the first couple of episodes I was on there directing, and Justin wanted to take the reins and said, "I can do this." And I said, "Okay, well, go ahead." Because
so the next Bama Standard show I do, I'm coming on as a Catholic priest. So what's his name? What's the guy's name again? So we can address that and let him know that, sir. So when we have his son back on, I'll be on as a Catholic priest, and I won't, I'll be throwing Hail Marys and water and all that, and like, I'll probably sing a hymn or two, and
Anyway, so what do you see next for Yeah We Talk Like This? And what do you got coming up? What's your plans for that show?
Man, actually, man, it's being pitched right now for networks and morning shows. We call the Yeah We Talk Like This show. It's actually a podcast, but we don't say show. I mean, we don't say podcast because there's a ceiling on podcasts. It is what it is. So we can do live shows because all four of us are comedians. Not only are we comedians, we're headlining comedians. And whatever you do, when you do come to one of our live shows, make sure you don't send your son who's a senior linebacker at Florida, because we don't want to offend the daddy. So because we're gonna be doing some cussing. And that's pretty much it, man. We got networks looking at us, and it's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? So there it is.
Now that you're a member of the CTS, you're not going to just be limited to this Bama Standard. You're open to do anything that you want to do. Hell, Stingray does Reddit reports on Facebook.
Uh-huh.
What's your plans?
Stingray is very, very, very entertaining to me. I like Stingray.
I love
really
Stingray.
Do. I love Stingray. Too bad he's a team is awful. If Stingray was a Bama fan, oh my God, he'd be the man. I mean, he is the man. Stingray is the man, but he's just doing it for the wrong team. Stingray is gonna always be a loser. Yes, Stingray, I hope you're watching this. I'm a big fan. I love you. You're funny as crap. You are the man, but you really ain't doing this for Mississippi State. Yes,
you know, Stingray has, you know, I don't think you noticed, but Stingray has become the super SEC super fan now. He's
really cool.
Yeah, he don't just do Mississippi State no more.
All right, well, okay. Well, guess what? Now I'm an even bigger Stingray fan because I'm like, you confine yourself to a losing cause. Come on, man. Come on. I love Stingray. Stingray's funny. I love Stingray. I really do.
So, what's your other plans you got for the CTS?
None at all. Because Mr. Moon's gonna be there blocking everything I do. So no, none at all. I don't even want to get that headache. I don't want, because as soon as I say, hey man. Hey Joe, I got an idea, and I see the big hand go up. Mr. Moon said, no, I ain't got time for that, brother. I ain't got time for that. So,
all right, some fast questions for you. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All-time favorite Alabama player?
I don't have one. Well, yes, I do. My friend Derek Thomas.
Oh, very good pick. Mine's Marvin Constant. Anyway,
you're just trying to keep him getting. Nope, ain't happening. Go ahead.
Favorite place to ever play comedy?
One of them is Stardom, believe it or not. Comedy Club Stardom. Brilliant setup. Bruce Ayers is like the bomb, love him to death. Good, great dude, great venue. Love it.
Favorite comedian of all time?
Favorite comedian of all time, it would have to be Richard Pryor / Steve Brown.
Favorite NFL quarterback?
It was what's his name? Is it Jim Everett? He played for the Rams back in the day when they had the greatest show on turf. What was his name? Kurt Warner. Yes, because he was a walk-on. He tried out for the team, did all this stuff, and he ended up being a great quarterback. Yeah, Kurt Warner. Mm-hmm.
Last story, favorite sports movie of all time?
My favorite sports movie of all time, Remember the Titans.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been, I humbly said this. I'm saying this right now. I humbly mean this from the bottom of my heart. This has been one of the most entertaining interviews I ever had in my entire life. I'm humble, not only for him coming on to the show, I'm humble for him being part of the team, being part of the CTS. I thank you, Steve Brown. Any last thing? You got anything you want to plug?
Yeah, I want to plug this. Yeah, We Talk Like This show. Y'all check it out, man. It's on YouTube. Yeah, We Talk Like This show. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for weekly notifications. Also, I have my new fan page, All Things Steve Brown, on Facebook. All Things Steve Brown. Make sure you like and follow, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Also, I just appreciate being a part of the CTS family, man. And Mr. Moon, I hope you're looking at me. Listen, if you got offended by anything I said, I apologize because I really like your son. Your son is a phenomenal guy. And that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's it. So I don't want anybody to have any bad blood or any bad feelings about anything that I represent. And I do represent CTS. I represent, of course, the Bama Standard. And everybody's not going to like us. But, again, I want to apologize if I said anything, that was really derogatory or that was too much for your son, who's probably got more girls than I'll ever have. So we'll just make it happen like that and continue to watch us, sir. And when my phone get cut back on, I'll call you. Yeah. Hey, listen, man.
Before you try to sign off, it's my job, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Steve Brown. This has been me. This has been a special interview. Steve, stay online real fast. Everybody else,
This is
catch.
this is some